Rockstar Games have finally said something about Grand Theft Auto 6, but it isn't what you were expecting. It's not a Newswire post or a major GTA 6 announcement. Instead, it's a subtle detail that was probably to be expected in the game, but in a recent interview with GQ Magazine, two Rockstar Games developers sat down, talked about the Cayo Perico heist, how it was put together, and well, they touch base on Grand Theft Auto 6 at the tail end, very cryptically. So if y'all enjoyed this video and the fact that we have official word from Rockstar Games on GTA 6, please click thumbs up. Let's go for 3,000 likes for the algorithm. Go ahead, do it right now. I'll wait. Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you're all doing amazing. According to Take-Two Interactive financial charts, GTA 6 is probably 2 to 3 years away still, and while that is a huge bummer, in the meantime, we get to explore Cayo Perico in GTA Online, which is pretty much a scaled-down version of the GTA 6 Project America's leak. So pretend it's GTA 6 or whatever you want, because that's basically the closest we're getting to it. It's definitely sad and fair to say that the Grand Theft Auto series isn't what it used to be, but as I get older, I realize that GTA fans like myself and you watching this video are a waning breed, because kids in 2020 are getting nostalgic about GTA Online, a game that is still the most current game in a series. These kids haven't played anything outside of GTA 5, and that's not their fault if they weren't born back then, but life didn't prepare me for that one. It makes me feel really old. So drop a comment right now letting me know what year you started playing GTA. For me, it was 2004. But while GTA isn't a bad game, fans of all calibers are voicing their concerns for Rockstar Games and the company that they thought they knew or used to know. And this does show in Rockstar's social media comments and, for the first time ever, in their YouTube ratings. And that's something I never thought I'd see. We see it with Battlefield, Call of Duty, but Rockstar, precious Rockstar, 2020 has definitely just changed things, I guess. So who remembers when Rockstar would release multiple games per year? I remember in 2006, that year alone, I was playing San Andreas, Vice City Stories, still playing Liberty City Stories from the year before, and also Bully. Those were super good days. I just wish we knew we were in the good old days when they were happening. But of course, as technology advances, so does the amount of time it takes to create a game. Because face it, modern games are made to last years with online microtransactions doing the rest of the work. Now, GTA Online remaining an obvious priority for Rockstar since 2014, it's totally understandable how 2013 GTA Online versus 2020 GTA Online are like two totally different worlds. So yeah, it's not hard to see why. With the most recent addition to GTA Online being Cayo Perico, a solo heist with super detailed rides, a brand new island, and so much more, I personally feel like this is Rockstar testing out GTA 6 elements in GTA Online, or backporting stuff for GTA Online content. And the thought of that is pretty cool if you ask me, because while we love GTA 6 discussion, we sometimes get too caught up in it to realize that, wait a minute, we have a real GTA 6 tease that we can play from Rockstar. Now, obviously, things are going to be different in the final version of the game, but either Cayo Perico is going to be in the game, or areas of GTA 6 are going to give off strong Cayo Perico vibes. So the good news that I have for all GTA fans, if you've started to wonder if we'll ever receive any GTA 6 news officially from Rockstar themselves, well, today is the day. In a recent interview with GQ Magazine, Rockstar Games developers Tarek Hamad and Scott Butchard talk about the Cayo Perico heist, how it was created from home, and how things at Rockstar are changing. But at the very end, they give a clear confirmation that GTA 6 will not be abandoning single-player nor single-player style content. In fact, it's going to be the opposite. And this has been a very popular GTA 6 topic for most of 2020, with Rockstar shifting most of their focus to GTA Online. Fans, myself included, have been a little anxious about this one. Would Rockstar make single-player an afterthought? Would they abandon single-player or create something like Red Dead Redemption 2? Well, thankfully, if you were concerned about this, even in the slightest, you can now take a deep breath and relax. That seamless blend of solo and multiplayer seems to be where Grand Theft Auto is headed next. I think you can see that with online, and I think going forward, we're going to inject more of that single-player element in there. Butchered concludes, whatever lies ahead for the inevitable 6th entry in the iconic series, Hamad is conclusive when we ask if Rockstar will continue to tell single-player stories, even as online goes from strength to strength. He says absolutely, and what that means is that single-player is not going anywhere. Without talking about GTA 6, they confirm that in the next game, you have absolutely nothing to worry about if you are a single-player fan of Grand Theft Auto. And that excites me because I love single-player more than I do online. But with the Cayo Perico heist, I really like that heist a lot better. And you know why? And that's because, well, if you haven't noticed, more than any other GTA Online update, Cayo Perico's narrative, almost unlimited activities, and the ability to run this heist solo for the first time ever is super innovating and dynamic, unlike anything we've seen yet in GTA Online. But why has it taken Rockstar so long to do this? Well, that's why I said what I said a moment ago when I mentioned Rockstar is possibly backporting GTA 6 elements and experimenting with them in GTA Online. That's why the game has also been around for so long. It's a giant testing ground for the next game at this point. It has not always been like this, though. I'm talking about 2017 to present. Now, you might have been wondering where I'm going with all of this. Well, I think that Rockstar will almost combine most of the elements of single player and online and put them into one.
So let's start with the GTA 6 weapon references found in another Rockstar Games title. This was first brought up by a user, Derek Leet, on the GTA forum site. And he actually talked about how in Red Dead Redemption 2, there are a handful of files that can be found that actually reference weapon models that aren't anywhere in the game. This includes one for an L1A1 rifle and a pistol referred to as a Browning, probably a Browning high-powered. Now, strangely, there appears to be two variants for the Browning pistol, one silenced and a regular version, and these aren't from Grand Theft Auto 5 because GTA 5's version of these sections have entirely different weapons, and the AK-47 in that game is referred to as W_AR_ assault rifle, rather than W_AR_ AK-47. Now, to give you guys a little bit of background on mainly the two new weapons that were found, the L1A1 rifle, this was actually produced between 1954 and 1999, and the Browning pistol was around during that time as well. And the screenshot also shows the AK-47. These were all weapons that definitely were not around in Red Dead Redemption 2's time in 1899 nor in 1907. I mean, none of those guns have any business in an old Western. And Rockstar couldn't possibly even make it as a DLC, so it makes you wonder if they would be testing it in RDR2 because they're using it as some sort of build for GTA 6. Now, when it's all said and done, is this really all that shocking or exciting? The answer is really no. It's Grand Theft Auto. We know there's going to be weapons in the game. But what is exciting is it looks like Rockstar is testing or using Red Dead Redemption 2 maybe to sort of see how the weapons are going to be put in the files of the game for GTA 6. And I personally think this could be good news if the game is close to being finished up or is far along in the process of development. Now, we did actually hear from insider TezFunds2 on this. He chimed in and said, "Interesting find, as far as I know, the heavy rifle was a cut weapon from GTA 5 and it resembles the rifle, but the pistol is probably new." So there's still a little bit of a balance and a debate whether or not these are just leftover weapons from GTA 5. But if they were, again, the point remains is why would they not be the names of the GTA 5 rifles? Why would they be like real-life weapons like L1A1 and Browning? That's something we don't see in Grand Theft Auto, which is always creates a parody of in-game weapons. I mean, Rockstar even has their own weapon parodies, Hawk and Little, Coil. I mean, those are in-game brands that produced firearms and they're manufacturers of guns. But they're not the real-life brands like we see in the Red Dead Redemption 2 files.